For those of you who have been saving Astrite and are planning to pull for ZANI, then you have come to the right channel and are watching the right video. Because in this video, I'll be sharing some information that will hopefully help you with building ZANI. That includes materials, weapons, echoes, as well as some characters and themes that can synergize well with her. Well, it feels nice to finally be back with Wuthering Waves content since it's been over a year since I last uploaded anything about Wuthering Waves. I have probably been too focused on Honkai Star Rail. But before that, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Wuthering Waves and Honkai Star Rail content. So let's get this video started. To fully level up and ascend ZANI's talents, you are going to need approximately 3 million shell credits to bring her to level 90 with maxed out talents. Next up, you will need 29 LF polygon cores, 40 MF polygon cores, another 52 HF polygon cores, and 61 FF polygon cores. You can farm this by defeating specific monsters in the rinascita region, or if you want a more convenient option, you can get them through supply packs, or simply spend your resin in certain domains located in rinascita, as they often contain monsters that drop these materials. Another alternative is using synthesis conversion to convert other materials into polygon cores. Don't forget, you will also need around 120 premium resonance potions. In addition to that, you will need 46 platinum cores, which are dropped by Century Construct monsters located in this area. For the plant material required to level her up, you will need 60 pieces of sword acros. You can manually locate and collect them or buy up to 15 pieces per week from the Rosemary Apothecary. Since ZANI uses a gauntlet as her weapon, she also needs an item called Cadence. Basically, all gauntlet users require it. You will need 25 Cadence seeds, 28 Cadence buds, 55 Cadence leaves, and 67 Cadence blossoms. As for her weekly boss material, she requires 26 netherworld stare, which you can get from Hecate. Make sure you start collecting them early as there's a weekly limit on boss drops. So those are all the materials and items you will need to farm for ZANI. Feel free to take a screenshot of this or check out some websites that list these resources. Just as a quick reminder, ZANI is a limited 5-star DPS character with a Spectral attribute. She is a DPS who heavily relies on Spectral Frazzle to maximize her damage output. ZANI will absorb all Spectral Frazzle stacks applied by her allies and convert them into a unique stack called Scorching Ember, which still counts as a Spectral Frazzle. From this Scorching Ember, she can then gain Blaze stacks, which are essential for her FORTE circuit, and that's where the bulk of her damage comes from. ZANI also operates in two distinct modes, Normal and Inferno. To enter Inferno mode, she must use her Resonance Liberation, or Ultimate. This is where her highest damage potential lies, as all of her basic attacks multipliers will increase, and she will gain access to additional skills once her base stacks reach a certain threshold. Many of these attacks are considered heavy attack damage, so she synergizes well with supports who can boost heavy attack amplification. For her basic attack, ZANI performs a 4-strike combo. On the third hit, if you time it right, it will trigger a breakthrough attack, which deals 7 instances of damage with a strong multiplier. Before diving into her resonance skill, note that ZANI has two versions of her skill, Defense Protocol and Annihilation Protocol. Think of it a bit like Beidou from Genshin. When you hold her resonance skill, she enters a defensive stance that blocks incoming attacks. You can then release it to unleash spectral damage. While blocking, incoming damage is reduced and she becomes immune to crowd control. Releasing the block also triggers a pinpoint strike, which reduces the enemy's vibration strength by 5%. Now, before we talk about her enhanced resonance skill, there is something important in ZANI's kit, which is redundant energy. ZANI can hold up to 30% of redundant energy, which she gains after using her intro skill, her defense protocol, or after landing a pinpoint strike. Once she has enough redundant energy and is not in Inferno mode, her resonance skill will change into Annihilation Protocol. When held, she enters ready stance. If released immediately, she uses targeted action, but if she takes damage while in ready stance, she receives reduced damage similar to the defensive protocol effect. When released after blocking, she will launch a forcible strike. Not only that, if ZANI successfully executes this enhanced resonance skill, the enemy will receive a stack of Scorching Ember, which, as mentioned, is a unique type of Spectral Frazzle, as well as Blaze stacks for her FORTE. This will also activate her Blade Wielder mode, which amplifies her Spectral Frazzle damage for 14 seconds. For ZANI's Resonance Liberation, once activated, her maximum blaze stacks will increase to 150, and she will instantly gain 50 blaze stacks. In addition, her basic attack multipliers will also increase. Just like Carlota, she can use her Liberation twice. This enhanced state is called Judgment Day. If her blaze stacks drops below 30 and you activate Liberation again, ZANI will strike nearby enemies and end her Inferno mode. Now this next part is a bit more complex, her FORTE circuit. If an ally successfully applies Spectral Frazzle to an enemy, ZANI will immediately convert those stacks into an equal number of Scorching Ember, which still count as Spectral Frazzle. And for every Scorching Ember she gains, ZANI will also receive an equal number of blaze stacks. When ZANI enters Inferno mode, she gains access to a set of heavy slashes skills, such as Daybreak, Dawning, and Nightfall, each of which can be triggered under different conditions. Once her blaze stacks exceed 60, her Defense Protocol skill transforms into On Fire. The mechanics are similar to her normal mode. First, hold her skill to enter ready stance and consume blaze stacks. Release immediately to trigger Daybreak. If ZANI takes damage or performs a parry during the ready stance, she will trigger Light Smash. And once the ready stance ends naturally, she will automatically unleash Nightfall, also consuming blaze stacks. These heavy slash attacks are all performed by simply using her Resonance skill and spending blaze stacks. However, if her blaze gauge reaches more than 10%, ZANI's basic attack will automatically transform into heavy slashes. So at this point, you don't even need to cast her Resonance skill again. Just keep attacking and she will continue performing these empowered slashes. Now let's move on to the ideal echo set for ZANI. One of the best choices is none other than Eternal Radiance. Its 2-piece effect grants ZANI a 10% spectral damage bonus, and because ZANI heavily relies on Spectral Frazzle, plus her unique mechanic Scorching Ember, which also counts as Spectral Frazzle, the 5-piece bonus is very easy to maintain and fully utilize. Here's what the 5-piece effect does. When the user inflicts Spectral Frazzle on an enemy, they gain 20% crit rate for 5 seconds. And if they attack an enemy with at least 10 stacks, they gain additional 15 spectral damage bonus for 15 seconds. Using this set allows ZANI to deal more consistent damage thanks to the generous crit rate boost. It also makes character building much easier, especially for players without perfect substats. As for the echo setup, you'll be running the standard 4-3-3 and 1-1 combination. Since there's only one cost for echo available for this setup, you will use Morning Eyes as the active echo. When activated, it attacks the enemy with spectral damage and applies a debuff that increases damage dealt to enemies afflicted with Spectral Frazzle by 100%. On top of that, the user also gains 12% bonus spectral damage. If you haven't farmed Eternal Radiance yet, a good alternative is the Celestial Light set, which can be used as a temporary option. Now, what about the stats you should prioritize for ZANI? For the cost for echo, you should go for crit rate or crit damage depending on the weapon you are using. If you are planning to pull for her Signature Gauntlet, which gives a whopping 48% crit damage, then your cost for echo should definitely have crit rate to balance things out. For the 2 cost 3 echoes, one of them should have spectral damage bonus, while the other can be either another spectral bonus or attack percent. Since ZANI's damage scales with attack, both cost 1 echoes should have an attack percentage as their main stat. When it comes to substats, your top priorities are crit rate, crit damage, and then you can also look for attack or heavy attack damage bonus as nice secondary options. Now let's talk about ZANI's best weapon options, and of course, her Signature Gauntlet easily takes the top spot. This 5-star gauntlet provides a hefty 48% crit damage as a stat. The passive is incredibly powerful. Once the Resonator activates their ultimate, their damage will ignore 8% of the enemy's defense, and spectral damage dealt to enemies will be amplified by 50% for 14 seconds. Pre-triggering this effect will reset its duration, making it easy to maintain in combat. One great thing about Wuthering Waves is that you are 100% guaranteed to get the featured 5-star weapon when pulling on the limited banner. So it's always a good idea to pull any limited 5-star DPS unit along with their signature weapon, if possible. Now for alternative 5-star options, you can also consider Rokia's signature weapon. Its passive grants a 48% heavy attack damage bonus after the user performs a basic attack or intro skill. This synergy is perfect for ZANI, especially in Inferno mode, since her heavy slashes count as heavy attack damage, making this a solid alternative if you happen to have it. As for more general 5-star options, Verity Handle can be decent for early use. It gives crit rate and some passive bonus like 12% attribute damage. However, its 48% liberation damage bonus does not fully benefit ZANI. Only her first and second liberation hit might make use of that. Meanwhile, standard banner weapons like Abyss Surge provide a large amount of attack, but don't offer much else. It's not the best pick, but it still works if you have no better options. When it comes to 4-star weapons, Tone Up is a great option. It gives crit rate and helps ZANI maintain consistent damage output. Another viable choice is Legend of the Drunken Hero, which increases attack when enemies are under a negative status effect. So which characters synergize best with ZANI? When you hear the term Spectrofragile, the first name that probably comes to mind is Phoebe. And for good reason, right now, Phoebe is known mostly as a main DPS, especially thanks to her Absolution mode, but she can absolutely do more than that. In Confession mode, Phoebe offers fantastic Spectrofragile application through her skill, Forte, and even her Liberation, as long as she is in the right mode when activating it. Plus, her outro skill is especially valuable when used in Confession mode. It reduces the enemy's spectral resistance by 10%, and even extends the fragile interval by 50%. That alone makes Phoebe one of the best synergy picks for ZANI. Now if you don't have Phoebe, a great FTP option is Spectral Rover. While the damage may not comparable to Phoebe comps, Spectral Rover can still apply Fragile effectively, so it definitely still works. Don't forget to also include a healer, someone like Verina or Shorekeeper to round out your team. And finally, don't sleep on Mortevi. He's currently only the support whose outro skill can amplify heavy attacks, which is exactly what ZANI needs, since most of her Inferno mode damage is considered as heavy attack. So that's everything you need to prepare for ZANI. What do you think? Are you ready? Have you farmed all her materials yet? If this video helped you out or you enjoyed the breakdown, please hit that like and subscribe button and share it with your friends. Don't forget to turn on notifications because next up I'll be talking about who to pull in Wuthering Waves. Thanks for watching and I will see you on the next one.